You know, there are some countries that just fly completely under the radar. They're not flashy, they don't dominate the news every day, but behind the scenes, they're methodically and very quietly building an economic powerhouse. For decades, that country has been Malaysia.
Okay, so let's get right into it. While the whole world was focused on Singapore's financial muscle or Vietnam's big manufacturing boom, Malaysia was playing a much longer game. It was carefully laying the groundwork right at the intersection of the two most important tech supply chains of our time, semiconductors and AI infrastructure.
And that's really the core question we're tackling today. We're going to break down the strategy that is turning this quiet overachiever into what might just be Southeast Asia's most formidable economy. And it all starts with a foundation that, let's be honest, a lot of people find kind of boring. But for smart money, well, they find it absolutely irresistible. And that's rock-solid stability. The level of agreement you see here, that's what's truly remarkable. I mean, when the IMF, the World Bank, and a country's own central bank all forecast growth in such a tight range, it sends this incredibly powerful signal: predictability. And if you're an investor making billion-dollar, decade-long bets, predictability is pure gold. And this number right here, this shows the other side of that stability coin, 1.4%. That was Malaysia's average inflation rate for most of 2025. In an age of crazy global price shocks, that kind of stability protects people's savings, and it underpins real sustainable growth. It's the bedrock for everything else. Okay, so this stability provides the foundation for two massive growth engines. The first one is semiconductors. Now, you might immediately think of Taiwan or South Korea, but Malaysia has become this really underrated and absolutely critical chip powerhouse. And this was not an overnight success. Not at all. It started way back in 1972 when Intel opened its first overseas plant in Penang. What followed was 50 years of compounding advantage, just building skills, supply chains, and expertise year after year. You can't just go out and buy that. It has to be earned over time. And that creates a competitive moat that's almost impossible for anyone else to cross.
So Malaysia dominates a very specific part of the chip-making process called ATP. Now, for a long time, this was seen as kind of the lower value end of the business, but that has fundamentally completely changed. So why the change? Well, because it's getting harder and harder to shrink transistors. The famous Moore's Law is slowing down. The new frontier is all about advanced packaging, stacking chips and integrating these things called chiplets. That's how you unlock more power. And the world's most advanced AI chips, like NVIDIA's H100s, they require exactly the kind of complex ATP expertise that Malaysia has spent 50 years perfecting.
And Malaysia is doubling down. The government has launched a National Semiconductor Strategy aiming for 500 billion ringgit in investment. To put that into perspective, that's almost a quarter of the country's entire annual GDP. It is one of the most ambitious industrial plans in all of Asia. All right, now for that second engine, which is happening with just explosive speed, the AI data center boom. This is literally where the digital world gets its physical home. The story here actually starts with Singapore. It's a huge global hub, but it's small. It literally ran out of land and water and power for new data centers. And right across the causeway, you've got Johor, Malaysia, with tons of land, competitive energy, and a government that's rolling out the red carpet. It basically turned Singapore's constraint into Malaysia's massive windfall. And the result? A data center development pipeline of 5.7 gigawatts. That is a staggering number, and it represents a real commitment from every single major global cloud provider. We're talking Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle. They are all building massive facilities in Malaysia. And just to help you grasp the scale of that ambition, get this, 5.7 gigawatts is about the same as the entire data center capacity of the whole European Union just a few years ago. Malaysia isn't just trying to be a regional player in AI infrastructure, it is on track to become a global leader. So, let's pull all of this together. Why is Malaysia's position so strong? It really comes down to 5 reinforcing advantages that create this incredibly powerful compounding effect. First, its 50-year head start in semiconductors is basically irreplaceable. Second, its first-mover advantage in AI data centers is creating a huge network effect. Third, its institutional credibility, which gets praise from the IMF, just lowers risk for everybody. Fourth, its uniquely multilingual workforce, fluent in English, Mandarin, and Malay, is a massive operational advantage. And fifth, it perfectly captures all the economic spillover from its constrained but very wealthy neighbor Singapore. So what's the final verdict? When you really look at all the evidence, a very clear picture emerges. Malaysia isn't just getting by,
It's executing a deliberate multi-decade strategy that is now paying off with incredible force.
And this assessment just puts it in such stark contrast. While its regional peers are dealing with political instability or struggling to get reforms done, Malaysia has just been quietly and consistently building the foundations of a high-tech, high-income economy.
It all really comes down to this. Malaysia has the industrial depth, it has institutional trust, and it's got all this compound momentum in the exact sectors that will define the global economy for the next 20 years. And that leaves us with one final question. Is this the moment the world finally takes notice?